Another season in the books. The Steelers' 2020/2021 season is officially in the books. With a loss to the Cleveland Browns on Wild Card Weekend Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh. It was a very disappointing, sad, frustrating, angry end to what looked to be a very promising team, what had a lot of hype coming into this season. Just very disappointing. Very.
Completely disappointing, dude.
Because, obviously, as you guys know, there was a lot of hype for this team coming into this season, with the Steelers going 8-8 in 2019 after losing Ben Roethlisberger in Week 2 of the 2019 season.
Right.
We went 8-8, relied on nothing but the defense, and that defense was incredible. So having that defense back, with literally all the pieces back, and then some.
And some growth on the defensive side, and getting Big Ben coming back after his injury and his surgery.
And picking up guys like Chase Claypool in the offseason.
And getting an additional offensive lineman in Kevin Dotson. It looked extremely promising. And in the season, we looked to be actual contenders. We looked very, very promising.
We did. We
looked legit.
We started 11-0. Now, whether we looked legit or whether we looked promising at 11-0 is up for grabs, because obviously down that stretch of going 11-0, most of the victories did not feel like victories. Most of the victories were arguably lucky. Most of the victories were pretty close. Games like the Broncos game and the Cowboys game
and the Eagles game
and the first Ravens game
and the Titans game
didn't feel like victories. We did not feel 11-0 once in this season. We did not feel undefeated once this entire season, although our record showed we were undefeated.
Yeah, we were.
And then the Washington football team came. Gave us our first loss. Absolutely embarrassing performance by the offense. The play calling was atrocious. Receivers couldn't catch a cold. They couldn't catch the virus if they tried.
No. And then we lost to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday night.
The next week.
Then we lost to the Cincinnati Bengals Monday night, the next week, in which we've tend to own the Bengals, but we lost to them, and they have a top 5 draft pick, I believe.
Yes.
And then we were able to make a comeback against the Indianapolis Colts, allowing us to win the AFC North, the division, when we actually could have against the football team or the Bills or the Bengals.
Right.
But we did against the Colts.
And, of course, we ended the season against Cleveland Browns Week 17 with Mason Rudolph in, and we lost that game. But we started 11-0.
And we finished the season 12-4, and we went one and done into the playoffs against the Cleveland Browns. And an absolutely embarrassing performance. Probably the worst playoff game I think any Steelers fans will ever see in their lifetime.
It was definitely the worst playoff performance I've ever seen in my life.
It definitely takes the cake when it comes to the Tebow game, when it comes to the Patriots AFC Championship game, it definitely takes the cake when it comes to the Jaguars game in the playoffs.
Yes, it does.
And I don't think that would ever be possible. Ever.
It was just a complete second half collapse in the season. The first half was great, 11-0, but we went 1-5 the last 6 games. 1-4 regular season. Making a miraculous comeback against the Colts.
And this ain't the only time we made a collapse into the season. The past 2 years we have. We started real good. 2018, 7-1. We finished 9-6-1. 2019, even though Ben was out, we were 8-5. We didn't win a single game for the rest of the season.
No.
And now, look at this year.
11-0, and we finished 12-4.
Yep, and I have done my research. The past 3 years, when it comes to December and January football for the Steelers, we have a losing total record 5-11.
That is a complete losing season.
And it's weird because we tend to show up in December.
Yes.
When it matters. Recently, we haven't. We have not looked like the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have not been playing Pittsburgh Steelers football.
Not at all.
And it's very, very, it's a bad look. It's not a good look.
It's very underachieving.
Very.
This past decade, not just the 3 years, past decade.
This whole decade.
The 2010s has been incredibly underwhelming, underachieving. Ever since that Super Bowl 45 appearance. The closest we've gotten to trying to get back to the Super Bowl was in the AFC Championship game, and even then we got blown out.
Yep. We've only won 3 playoff games since then.
And then this year, which I've constantly said and I continue to say and I will forever say, was our last full, complete chance to make it back with Ben. The team we had incredible depth at almost every position. We had a complete stacked team. We had Ben coming back with the true number one defense. Finally, for years, I'm not having one. But we go one and done in the playoffs. This was our true, full, final year to finally go back to the Super Bowl with Ben. Our one last chance, our one last ride with Ben. And thus, this is how our season ends.
One and done. 2017 was a complete missed opportunity. This was a second chance, and we blew it.
Big time.
We completely blew it.
Big time. Incredibly underwhelming. Incredibly
disappointing.
Underachieving.
It is a disappointing season and a terrible ending to it. I don't know what else to say.
This was our last chance, our last ride with Ben. And this is how it ends. One and done.
And I honestly don't know what holds us for the future. What's next?
I don't either, because this offseason is going to be incredibly important.
Yes.
Both our coordinators are on contract years, or were on contract years. We have a lot of playmakers to be resigned or released or are going to be free agents.
We have a crap ton of unrestricted free agents. We got Connor. We got Juju. We got Villanueva. We got Banner. We got Feeler. We got Alu. We got Bud Dupree, Mike Hill, and Cam Sutton, amongst others. That is a whole lot of name. And the worst part of it is that we are in cap hell.
We are.
We have no money.
None.
We're going to be screwed.
Now, we never have.
No, but we never had this amount of unrestricted free agents going into the offseason.
And with Omar Khan constantly getting GM interviews from teams like Carolina, and I heard there was another team, I think Houston, which they obviously didn't take him, but
they were going to, but it's Houston. They
he is a genius when it comes to finessing the cap space, when it comes to financial struggles for the Steelers. So if we eventually lose him, that's going to be another big loss in this offseason, because him and Colbert have finessed this cap hit for years now.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, that's kind of looking like it's biting us in the ass this year. I will say that.
Yep.
What's next? What do we fix? What do we do? First things first, some of you guys are going to disagree. There's a lot of people defending Ben, and I don't know why. I don't see how.
And if you are, that's fine. That's completely your opinion. This is our opinion. All right?
Ben's got to go.
He needs to go.
It's time. My problem, I don't really have a lot of problems with Steeler Nation, but one of my main problems with Steeler Nation is they put specific players on pedestals over others just because of their name, because of their history, because of their past.
Because of what they did for this organization. And listen, we appreciate everything that Ben has done for his entire career.
But that shit right now is irrelevant at what we have to do now. We are in cap hell. Ben is due $41 million next year.
Now, he's going to be 39 years old, and after a playoff game and a performance like that against a team that he has never lost at Heinz Field in his entire career, you're going to give him that much money?
Definitely not.
I don't think any 39-year-old quarterback should ever get that much money. I don't care how you're playing. I don't care if you're Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning. I don't care. You do not deserve that much money.
No. Even if they extend his contract, which cuts that in half, he's still not worth that much money.
No, he's not.
Definitely not.
No. Ben needs to go. I'm sorry.
He does.
We'll say it time and time and time again. It needs to happen. We need a fresh start.
The way I see it, and we do, the way I see it, again, this was our last chance, our one last ride with Ben to go back, and we went one and done. I don't think he can take us to Lombardi anymore. And at this point, we might be in a rebuild mode because of how many free agents we're going to have to make decisions on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And where our cap hit is, especially if Pouncey, who has been contemplating retirement, and apparently, according to Steelers Inside reporters, the whole Pouncey-Ben emotional discussion on the bench after the game was apparently Pouncey announcing he might potentially retire. That's all rumors.
Yeah, it's rumors.
Nothing is official.
Right.
But if Pouncey and Ben were to come back, that would still hurt our cap hit. Whether if they retire or walk away or whatever, there would be a lot of dead cap, but we'd also get at least half of that back from both of them, which obviously would be enough to extend guys like Juju, maybe Dupree, maybe Hilton, maybe Sutton, I'm just saying.
Right.
I don't think we're going back to the Super Bowl next year. Whether it is too early to tell if we are Super Bowl contenders because we don't know who we're going to get back. We don't know who we're going to resign. We don't know who we're going to add. So it is early to tell if we are Super Bowl contenders for next year. But right here, right now, I don't think we are. At least with what I'm looking at. In 3-4 months, I could have a complete different outlook. Hopefully I do.
Right.
But right now, I don't think Ben's going to take us back to Lombardi. I think if he comes back next year, it's wasted. Because we're going to be eating a lot of cap because of him. And honestly, why not get an early look at evaluating the future of your quarterback position?
Right.
I think next year we're not going back. So Ben might as well walk away.
No, because you look
and
at this team from this year. And I said this countless times, next year's going to be drastically different. It's going to be a drastically different team and roster. Right now it will be.
Yes.
We screwed up our chance, our one last chance.
This was our one last chance.
Next year,
the roster we had?
Next year, as of now, I don't see us. I'm sorry.
I don't either. That's why I'm saying I think Ben should just walk away, retire right now, save some of the cap space, get some of the guys back as much as we can, and just start fresh. Start young. Start new. Start evaluating the future of your quarterback position. I would start Mason next year. I would.
Give him an opportunity. Now, we're not saying that he's the next franchise quarterback.
We are not saying he's the future, but I would give him the chance and give him a full season, a full opportunity over hopefully a new coordinator to see what he has. If he doesn't prove that he's the future, fine. Then we know we have to draft a quarterback. Give Mason the chance.
But if he does go out there and succeed, then all right. Then
you give him an extension. He is the guy
right,
we run with.
Next year is his last year in his rookie contract.
So let him fucking prove it. You can't sit him on the bench and then either way, I think they would sign Mason as a backup, or if they like him as a starter, I think they keep him. But I want to see him get a full opportunity as a starter to see what he has. And if he's not the complete starter, we know what we got to do. We have to draft a quarterback.
Yes.
Get started early on evaluating the future of your quarterback position. Ben has to go. Save some of the cap. Start fresh. Start young. Start early on the quarterback position. That's how I see it. This was our one last chance to go back. With the roster we had, with Ben back, with our true defense, people are saying, oh, if you start Mason, if you start Mason, then the defense is wasted. It already is wasted.
It's been wasted, dude. What makes you think that next year's going to be any different with the amount of free agents we're going to have? With Ben getting older. Oh, he needed a rushing game. You're acting like the rushing game was why we fucking lost.
Ben
was the one that threw the goddamn picks, okay?
The reason why Ben threw 68 times in that game is because he put us behind by a lot.
He did.
He had to throw the ball. That's why he threw for 500 yards. That's why he threw for 4 touchdowns. Most of it in garbage time, by the way. That's why. He needs a running game. He needs an offensive line. So does Mason. So does any quarterback.
Right.
So
if you're going to say that Ben needs a running back and an offensive line and he'll produce, why can't you say the same thing about Mason?
So start.
And quite frankly, if you really think about it, is it any different having Ben or Mason in?
That's what I'm thinking.
The only difference is the age. And you know what? Maybe that age factor will benefit. Who knows?
Because it's apparent maybe Mason does have a stronger arm because he's younger. Maybe Ben doesn't have the deep ball accuracy anymore. Maybe he doesn't have the deep ball strength.
And if he doesn't, that's the fucking problem. Because if he's going to have to throw it short all the time, that's going to hurt us. Why do you think it hurt us so much in the playoff game and games before that? Because he threw it short. He threw it short so many times, the defense was able to read it. Why do you think he threw so many picks?
While with Mason, we saw him in Week 17. Whether coordinator had an effect in Ben and Mason in at quarterback, that's arguable. But we saw when Mason was in there, the offense was open more. We started to target the deep ball. It opened a lot for the offense. And hopefully with a new coordinator, maybe we promote Matt Canada. Sure, get Mason in there. Start Mason. Go grab a running back, whether that's in free agency or the draft. Go grab a running back. Draft offensive linemen early, too.
Yes.
That's what I would do next year. Whether Ben or Pouncey comes back, I don't know. I think Ben is coming back. Whether Pouncey does, who knows? They both said they'll ride and die with each other until one of them goes. Pouncey's always said he'll keep playing as long as Ben does, and Ben with Pouncey. So, I don't know. We don't know what this offseason has in store. This is an incredibly important offseason.
It is.
This was an incredibly underachieving, underwhelming season. Our last chance, and we fucking blew it. Tomlin, completely underachieving once again. I'm disappointed. Very disappointed. Tomlin needs to get some new coordinators around him. He needs to stop being buddy-buddy with some of the coaching staff. Butler, Fichtner, got to go. They're not true coordinators.
No, they're not.
The only reason why they got their jobs is because, one, Ben, because of Fichtner, because they always have a great relationship. Randy has a great relationship with Ben.
Yep.
But also Tomlin's friendship from the past. Fichtner, Tomlin, and Butler, all on the same coaching staff back in 1998, Arkansas State. That's why they have jobs. That needs to go.
They are not.
Friendships need to be put aside. We need to get actual coordinators in there.
Yes, because
they
are not fucking coordinators. This year's show, they are not coordinators. Although Tomlin, it was reported that Tomlin was the one calling the defensive plays in the
Browns game.
In the playoff game, yes.
But even then, him and Butler's connection is not well because they continue to put linebackers on receivers.
Exactly.
That's got to change.
We need different coordinators. We need young, fresh-minded coordinators in there because these guys are old as hell. These guys are out of
touch.
Yeah. We need younger, fresh minds in today's generation of the National Football League.
I would promote Matt Canada to OC, and then I would look at defensive coordinators. I'd start interviewing defensive coordinators. This is an incredibly important offseason. We need new coordinators surrounding Tomlin. We need a fresh start on offense. We need to go running back, whether it's in the draft or free agency. We need to draft offensive linemen. And in my personal opinion, we need to go with Mason to see what he has.
We need to give Rudolph an opportunity.
And if he doesn't show that he's a starter, fine. Now you know you got to draft a quarterback. Pouncey and Ben, whether they come back or not, I don't know. But I feel like if they were to retire or if they cut him, which obviously isn't happening, so retire is probably the more likely option.
Yeah.
That would save us some cap. We would eat a lot of dead cap from the two, sure, but we would definitely get half of the cap back from each of them.
Yeah. And use some of that money to assign guys, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Especially with how many free agents we got.
Yes.
Some of those guys will be cheap. Some of the depth guys like Banner, maybe Spillane, guys like that could be brought back cheap. But guys like Sutton, Hilton, Juju, Dupree, we need as much cap as we can get. And honestly, we could see some beloved Steelers get cut in this offseason as well. I'm hearing Joe Hayden could get cut because he could save up $7 million. Do I agree with it? No. But honestly, that could be a very difficult decision for the Steelers to do just because they need to free up cap.
Right.
We are in cap hell.
We are. We're not in a good position, guys.
No, we're not. This was our one last chance. I know I keep saying that. I sound like broken record, but this was our one last chance to go back to Tampa, go back to the Super Bowl, and we failed miserably.
Yep.
I don't think we have one more shot with Ben. This was our last chance with Ben.
No.
So thus, start fresh.
We have to.
We could be in a rebuild mode, so just start early.
Might as well. Because next year, if Ben comes back, which more likely he will, I'm sorry, I don't see much. I really don't.
So
and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's just one game. He threw 500 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. You take those 4 picks away, we would have won the game. Dude, it's not just this game. He was playing bad in the games prior to this one.
He threw
I'll even go back and say the fucking Titans game.
He threw 3 picks in the Titans game.
If you think about it, he actually could have cost us that game if it wasn't for the defense. If you ask me, the reason why we went 11-0 was because of the defense.
Yeah.
When it was at full strength.
And then Bush went down, then Dupree went down, then the defense started to collapse. And the offense had to be relied on more, and you saw what happened.
They were exposed. And Ben can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. He can't.
Or at least he can't take us back.
That's what I'm saying.
He can't take us back.
That's why we need to start fresh. Give Rudolph at least one more opportunity. Why not? It would not hurt.
Some of you guys may disagree. Fine. Let us know what you guys think down below. That's just how I feel. I feel like if Ben comes back next year, it's wasted because I don't see us going back. I don't see us going too far. Whether my opinion on that changes in 3-4 months after the draft has yet to be determined.
We'll see. This offseason will be very interesting. We will see.
But as of right now, I think if Ben comes back, and even Pouncey, it's completely wasted. So start early on evaluating the future of this franchise. That's what I would do. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below. An incredibly disappointing, frustrating, angry, and underachieving year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Once again, our last chance to go back and we go one and done against a team we have owned for the last 20 fucking years in Pittsburgh.
Disappointing. Pathetic. Very pathetic. We got a lot of things to change. We need a new change of scenery.
This is going to be an incredibly important offseason. I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of things need to change, and they need to do it now.
Let's see what the front office does. Let's see what Kevin Colbert does. Let's see what Tomlin does. This is going to be incredibly important in many aspects.
We need to start fresh. That's just our opinion. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. But it's been a crazy season. Want to thank every single one of you subscribers and the fans for supporting us and this team and everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys, the fans, Steeler Nation, Renegades of Pittsburgh, a.k.a. SteelTwins, huge shout out to them.
Yes.
Great group of guys and a gal that just been through this team, through everything. This year, very disappointing, underwhelming year this year. They stuck through everything, so huge shout out to them, man, for sure. But we want to announce something. Sunday night, after the Tampa Bay at Saints game, Sunday night we will do a live end-of-season Q&A. We will be live answering your questions. Ask anything you guys want to. It'll be right immediately after the Tampa Bay versus New Orleans Saints game Sunday night. So look forward to that, man. Get your questions ready, and we'll be live Sunday night after the game, man.
But anyway, guys, that's the vid. Once again, let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. Here we go, Steelers. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace.